Hey Glam fam, welcome back. Today I'm going to be reviewing the premiere episode of Basketball Wives season 10, and this is the second half of season 10. Y'all know they took a break for a little bit, but they're back. So yeah, let's get into it. So we start off with Brooke in church. She's breaking down and she's talking about some sort of betrayal. I immediately thought it was something regarding her husband because I know the daughter situation didn't happen on camera. If you don't know, her daughter did pass away, unfortunately, sometime last year. I know a lot of people think that that's why they took the break with Basketball Wives, but that happened after they filmed for the season. So that shouldn't be on the season at all. Maybe they'll type like a message or something at the end of the season, but that did not happen while they were filming for the second half. So that shouldn't be there. Which, while we're talking about that, I just want to say rest in peace to her daughter. Her daughter was gorgeous. That was very unfortunate. But yes, eventually we do find out that Brooke is talking about her husband and her husband has cheated, which really sucks because it seems like she lost her husband and her daughter in the same time frame, and that really sucks. So then we move on to Jennifer. She's getting ready for a date with Jelani. I'm just so happy to see Jennifer with a man. And they talk about meeting his parents, so it's getting serious. Then Jackie has Malaysia over. Jackie is really struggling with missing Doug. He's on the road because he's coaching. And y'all know how crazy Jackie is over Doug. So I know she is definitely having a hard time. Malaysia tells us that Gennaro, which is her ex-husband and the father of her children, he sent a cease and desist to her business partners because he allegedly owes her child support and he doesn't want her talking about it on the show. And I do remember her saying something last season about her choosing not to sue him for child support because she just didn't want to go through all of that. But I guess since he's taking legal actions, he's sending cease and desist and stuff, I guess now she's like, hey, well, he's taking legal action, so am I. Can't really blame her at this point because she was trying to be nice about it. Like, if you owe child support, you owe child support. That's her story. She could tell that. And she wasn't even trying to sue you for the money. Now you done messed up sending cease and desist because she wasn't even going to take legal action at first. All she was doing was telling her story. She can tell her story. If you don't want her telling people you owe her money, then give her money. But Malaysia is wondering how he even knows that she's talking about him because the episodes hadn't came out yet. So he already knew she would be talking about him on her child support last season before the episodes even aired. So she assumed that one of the ladies told him, particularly Brandy. Honestly, that was the first person I thought of too because who else knows Gennaro? So Brooke has Brandy and British over to talk about her marital issues. Basically what happened was she ended up going through his phone while he was sleeping. He was cheating. And that really sucks because last time we saw her in the last season, she was going through this IVF process. She was trying to have kids with her husband. And I had said this because I noticed it in one of my reviews from last season. He just didn't seem interested. The whole time she's been talking about how she's doing IVF and she's doing another round with her man. But then when we actually see her talking to her man in the last episode, he didn't seem too excited. Like, he's never filmed with her. He really didn't seem excited to me for the baby process. He just never really came around, in my opinion, in the viewer's opinion, because we never really saw him. So yeah, Brooke is dead set on filing for divorce. And Brandy is always trying to convince somebody to stay with their cheating husbands. And it's nothing wrong with that. I feel like Brandy is probably looking at it from a mature standpoint. She's probably thinking like, you know, people cheat. She's probably thinking, you know, cheating happens in relationships. That shouldn't necessarily be grounds for divorce. Maybe a separation, maybe a break, but not divorce. I don't know. I do get it, but Brandy stay trying to convince somebody to stay with their cheating men, and everybody don't want to put up with that. We move on to Duffy, who has found a compromise with her career. If y'all remember last season, she wanted to stop DJing and she wanted to start getting into her DJ Khaled bag. So she wants to start like producing albums and stuff like that. So she's currently working on her album and she's still doing her DJing. She's doing it locally. So yeah, that's the update on Duffy. British is still in the beginning stages of her case. So she doesn't really have an update on that. So we'll probably see that play out this season. And then they all plan to throw a party for Brooke to cheer her up. British does not want to invite Malaysia. She has never liked Malaysia. I thought Malaysia left on good terms with the group. They had that party for Brandy, and Malaysia FaceTimed her and said some nice words. And of course, she's good with Jackie. She doesn't have any issues with Duffy. So why wouldn't they invite Malaysia? I think British is just speaking from a personal standpoint, because I don't even get why the whole cast is against her at this point. So Jennifer meets Jelani's parent, and the father gets straight to the point. He was like, look, we don't meet too many of his girlfriends, so what are your intentions with my son? And, you know, I get where dad is coming from, but aren't they like a little too old for this? I get meeting your parents, but the whole what are your intentions with my daughter, my son, at 40 and 50 years old, you don't think they too old to be answering those types of questions? I don't know. So then they asked her if they done talked about having kids, because mama wants twins. That's why mama want to know what her intentions are, because she wants some grandbabies. So it's the night of Brooke's party. Nobody's really speaking to Malaysia. They briefly talk about Angel and Rockstar, and to be honest, I forgot all about them. I didn't even realize she wasn't there, but I mean, she did just have her baby. I'm guessing she had her baby at this point. But dang, she could have at least got like a solo scene or something. So Jackie starts meeting Jackie. She tries to get a convo going with Malaysia. She wants everyone to talk to her, and they shut it down. Neither British nor Jennifer want to talk to her. And what is her and Jennifer's beef? I don't even remember where her and Jennifer's beef was. I thought they were good. But Jennifer does tend to be a follower. Even though I like her, she do be flip-floppy. So I wouldn't be shocked if there was no real issue. and Jennifer is just picking sides. So they start talking to Brooke, you know, trying to give her advice about her situation. And Brandy tells her that she owes him a conversation before the divorce. And that's a great point. She definitely owes him a conversation. Then Malaysia disagreed, and she said she feels like she should just wait and sort it out. I agree with that too. Malaysia is saying maybe she should just wait and process her feelings first before she does anything. And Brandy is saying if you do decide to do anything right now, you should have that conversation with him first. So both of them were right. I don't really understand why when Malaysia said that, it was kind of like she was disagreeing with Brandy, because they both made good points. Like their points didn't like cancel each other's out. They both made good points. So then Jennifer chimes in, and you know, she's talking about her divorce, because we know Jennifer was married to Eric. Jackie decides to blurt out, so what did you think when he threw that drink on you? I don't know why Jackie would bring that up. Obviously, Jackie was trying to be entertaining, but that wasn't funny to me. Because that scene still bothers me. When I saw that scene, I really wanted to come through the TV on Eric. So that's just not funny. That was not funny to me. And I get where the Jen and Jackie beef comes from now. Because that was so unnecessary. Jackie feels like she's the glue that keeps everybody together. So she's just being her messy self. She's really trying to get Brandy and Malaysia to talk. Eventually, she convinced Brandy to go talk to her. So Malaysia and Duffy are by themselves having a conversation about Malaysia's dating life. Then Brandy walks over and she tries to chime in and into the conversation, and Malaysia just kind of shuts her down. Y'all know Malaysia can be childish, and when she has a problem with you, she has no problem letting you know. And then Brandy, she has no problem asking you what's the problem. So Malaysia just straight up asked her, did you tell Gennaro that I was suing him for child support? And then Malaysia reveals that somebody actually told her that Brandy told Gennaro. So she didn't say this at first. So now she's saying that somebody actually told her that Brandy said this. Interesting. Brandy denies it, and Brandy says she doesn't personally talk to Gennaro, but the way she emphasized that personally had me thinking, so did you tell somebody that told Gennaro? Maybe you didn't tell him personally, but did you tell somebody that told him? So Brandy denies it. Malaysia doesn't seem to hold on to it. She was just like, okay, you said it wasn't you. Okay, moving on. She doesn't really seem to hold on to it, in my opinion. So maybe that's the end of that. So they move on and they enjoy the rest of the party. So then we move on to Brooke. She is FaceTiming her husband, and she's taking Brandy's advice. She is having the conversation with him before filing for a divorce. And basically in this conversation, she's just telling him, I want a divorce. Like, she's just telling him what her plans are. And her husband is trying to fight for the marriage. She's talking about going to therapy. Brooke says they've already been to therapy, which is she saying that he's already cheated and they've already been to therapy for the cheating? Because in that case, yeah, it's time to get a divorce. So in the last scene of the episode, Jackie calls a meeting with Malaysia and British to again try to get them to get along. It didn't seem too tense, which is crazy because the way British be talking, like she can't stand Malaysia. But this meeting went great. British is talking about how she's still not with Lorenzo. I love to see it because he didn't deserve her and she trying to hoe. I feel her, but she ain't had to say it like that. And Jackie just wants these two to be together so bad. She sees her and Doug and British and Lorenzo. And for some reason, she just really wants them to stay together so bad. So she's, giving her thoughts and her opinion. And they pretty much tell her to mind her business. You always meddling. You're always in people's business. Mind your business. Which they already had to tell her last season. So at this point, it's really just being a dead horse. But what I found funny was British told Jackie that she thinks that she causes drama because she's bored. Whether that's the truth or not, she got real bothered by it. Jackie really does not see how she's messy. Like, she just don't see it. So she decides to call Jennifer for confirmation just to see what Jennifer thinks. Now, I guess she forgot what she said at that party when she asked her about Eric, because clearly Jennifer's still not feeling her. So she called Jennifer. Jennifer ignored her phone call. Then when British calls her, she answers. And it was just funny to me how she was just talking to Jackie like nothing happened. Like, she ignored Jackie's phone call. And then when Jackie grabbed the phone, she was just talking to her like nothing happened. So randomly, Malaysia and Jennifer started arguing. And then Malaysia hung up on her. And then British called her back. And then they started arguing again. And then the episode like randomly ended in the middle of them arguing. Overall, this episode was okay. I mean, nothing was really going on besides Jackie trying to get everybody to talk to Malaysia and Brooke's cheating scandal. Other than that, it was nothing else going on. This is clearly the Malaysia takedown season. I don't understand where this came from. I don't know what she did, but it's obviously her turn. And oddly enough, it seems like Duffy is her biggest ally. Well, other than Jackie, of course. It seems like Duffy is her biggest ally, which is funny because she couldn't stand Duffy when she first met her. And Duffy hadn't done anything to her. So, lucky for her that Duffy's not, just leaving her out to dry. But yeah, those are my thoughts on the episode. What were y'all thoughts? Leave them in the comment section down below. Make sure you like and subscribe. Stay happy, healthy, and all of that good stuff. And I will see y'all in my next video. Bye.